Hello class, this is our second class of multi-threading chapter. In this chapter we will discuss about thread life cycle. So in the previous chapter we had discussed about the thread, meaning of thread, what is multi-threading, what is multitasking, what is the difference between multi-threading and multitasking, and who execute the thread we had discussed in the previous lesson. Here we will discuss about the thread life cycle. So if we want to run any thread in our any process, then what are the possible states which can be used to execute a thread, and these state would be maintained by your JVM, Java Virtual Machine. So we start with the thread life cycle with different states. So when we are using any thread in our program or process, it always have a specific life cycle. Life cycle having 5 stages. First is the newborn state, that is we can consider as the new state. Second is runnable state. Third is running state. Fourth is blocked state, and last is dead state or terminated state. So in this diagram you can see this is our first state. The first stage is newborn state. Every thread wants to execute or wants to perform its operation. First it is considered as the newborn state. By using newborn state, thread will go to start state, that is the start operation. It will start its execution. In the start, thread will be considered as the active thread state. Now in the active thread portion we have a two different stage. First is runnable, second is running state. And if thread is prompted or if thread is blocked, then we will consider this third case. What is the blocked state? If there is a no processor available, if time expired, at that time thread would be goes for the idle situation. That means thread will not execute its task. After blocking state, you can stop the thread. So when you stop the thread would be in the dead state. Thread would be in the dead state. And I can terminate the thread not only from the blocked state, I can also terminate the thread from its initial state, newborn state, as well as active thread state, or we can stop from the blocked state. So here we have three cases. From these three cases I can stop any thread or stop the execution of any thread. So whenever we go for the stop of the thread, that means the execution would be terminated, and state would be considered as the terminated state or dead state. So this is the overall thread life cycle structure that represent the navigation from one state to another state during its execution part of the thread. So move to the next part. We will discuss every thread state one by one. So we will take first case, that is newborn state. So whenever we create one new thread, the state would be considered as the newborn state. And here we have two cases. First is the start, we want to start the thread, and second is the stop. So if you want to start the thread, then thread would be moved from newborn state to ready state to runnable state. And if you want to terminate the thread, then you will perform the stop operation. So it will go from newborn state to dead state. So here we had mentioned this architecture explanation. When we create any thread object, it is said to be newborn state. At this stage we can do two operations. First is start and second is stop. Now we comes to the second state, runnable state. What is the runnable state? Runnable state means thread is ready for execution. That means thread is in the ready state but it's not started its execution. Why? Here we want to ask the question why thread is it's still in the ready state due to the lack of processors. So thread will always wait in the queue for the processor. What is the processor? By using the processor, thread will execute its task. So guys, here thread will wait in the queue. So you know the queue. Queue is the what kind of the data structure? Queue is the linear data structure. Linear data structure means it will work in the first come first serve. Whatever the process will come in the queue first will be acquired the resource or processor first. So here we are mentioning the queue mechanism as a thread waiting state. Waiting for the availability of processor, we use the queue. So when processor will be released by the another thread, then next thread will get the processor, and now generally they will be executed in the first come first serve as we told earlier. And here we are seeing the diagram runnable and running thread. Next come to the next state. So guys, in the running state we had discussed the two different cases. Now even though we can use the another case in the running state, that is suspended. So guys, here what is the mean of suspension or suspended? In running state mean the processor has given its time to thread for its execution. Thread runs till it gives the control to another. That means until and unless thread will transfer its control to another thread, it will continuously execute its task. Once a particular thread transfer its control to another, that means previous thread completed its task. So suspended is the deprecated method. So we will use the suspended method to stop for a particular time to a thread execution. There is a one method called suspend which can be again put in the running by resume method. So if you had put any thread in the suspension state from running state, and you can call the resume method and you can again run the previous thread. So suspension or suspend method is clear. Same running state we have another thing or another operation, sleep. Sleep, you have already so many times you have seen sleep state in your system. If you are not working a system for a particular time duration, then your monitor will be go in the sleep state. That means monitor would be in the idle situation. So here we are defining the sleep state after a particular time. So here the parameter time t would be passed with the sleep method. So this time would be represented in the form of millisecond. So our thread execution and thread time delay, all timing parameter would be considered in the millisecond. So we can make a thread to sleep. So sleep by using sleep time, where time is denoted in the millisecond, and the thread will re-enter into runnable state when time is over. Suppose you are entering 10 millisecond. So you will see that after 10 millisecond your process will again start, or your thread will again start from sleep state to again running state. Next, again we have one kind of the operation in the running state, that is wait. So if we want to hold the execution of any thread, then we will call the wait method. So what is that? I will perform the wait method, and using this wait method your thread would be suspended, and by calling the notify method, remaining all thread would be get one kind of the notification from the previous thread. What is the mean of this notification? This notification signifies that currently executable thread will goes in the suspended situation, and it will wait, and once the previous next thread would be completed its task, it will resume. That means you will call the resume method from the suspended, and when any thread will go in the suspend state, it will notify by using notify method to all. So here we have two different cases. If we want to notify the particular thread, then I will use the notify, and if you want to notify all the remaining threads, then you will call the notify all method. So these are the methods that is used for the running state. Next, blocked state. What is the blocked state? This is the state when the thread is still alive but is currently not eligible to run. Meaning of blocked state is what? We have given a one thread, and due to the time expire, due to the resource unavailability, for any reason, due to hardware issue, your thread will goes in the blocked state. That means you have not terminated, you have not closed your thread, but your thread wants to execute again its task. Then we will consider that kind of the situation as the blocked state. So here we had mentioned the state when the thread is still alive but is currently not eligible to run is considered as the blocked state or terminated state. And our last state is dead state or terminated state. What is the meaning of dead state or terminated state? A thread is in terminated or dead state when its run method exits. If you do not want to execute the thread or run any thread, then you will not consider that thread for the suspended for a particular time or blocking for a particular time. So we will consider the last state, that is called as the dead state. So you will exit or terminate the execution of that thread. So guys, we had discussed the varied states of the thread life cycle. What is the meaning of thread life cycle? What are the different states we can check for the any thread? So for execution of any thread, these states are considered, and similar kind of the states we can see in the process. So in the subject operating system, when we go for the scheduling of the jobs or scheduling of the process, we can see such kind of the states as well. So we can say thread is not a different thing, thread is just a lightweight process, and it's a lightweight process. That means all the states that belongs to the process, we can consider these kind of the process state as well as process state considered as the thread life cycle states. So in this chapter we had clear all kind of the states of the thread class for a particular thread, and how we will navigate one state from the another state by using different methods that is applicable in the thread. So in this next slide you are seeing that different methods of the thread class. So before starting this slide, we should know the meaning of thread class, why we use the thread class, and what are the different methods used in the thread class, and what are the significance of individual method for a particular thread. So guys, I will discuss this thread class implementation, and these are the methods, these are the by default methods, predefined methods that exist in the thread class. We will discuss in the next lecture, and we will also go for the thread creation part. So we will go for the next lecture. Okay dear, thank you.